Hello, welcome back to Conversations We Must Have Before Marriage. And today I want to talk about something that many people in relationships looking to get married often don't pay attention to. And that's because people are so focused on the person they can see, the personality they can see. This person is quiet, this person is driven, career, you know, um, focused. This person is um, gentle, or this person is charismatic, they are creative. And we focus on those things, or you focus on, um, you know, how they look physically, or the person's commitment in church, or this person goes to church, or maybe this person is my kind of person. They love to have fun the same way I love to have fun. And while that is important, there is something that drives that person underneath. And those things you often don't see on the surface. Those attitudes, behaviors, responses usually show up when the person is under pressure. And that's why a person might say, oh, I never saw this person angry and I was shocked that they had that kind of rage. Yes, because you were not close enough to trigger it. And the rage, more often than not, has nothing to do with what you said, but it has everything to do with what those words triggered, more often than not, from their childhood, or some experience that they've had in the past. So there are three things you want to pay attention to when you're in a relationship. Okay, so in my last video, I talked about purpose, like asking yourself, where am I going in life? And can this person walk with me on that journey? Some of the things that will help you understand if that person can walk with you on that journey is asking questions about their upbringing. And I'm not talking about interrogating them and acting like you're a detective and all of that, but in conversations. And that's why it's so important when you're in a relationship to really pay attention. So conversations, of course, you want to know about this person, what life was like for them growing up, because you're getting to know them. And from the things they say, and sometimes it might not even be a question that you ask, it might just be something that the person says in an unguarded moment. So they might make a statement about discipline. It might be something like, oh, if I had done that when I was a child, the beating I would have received. And if you did not have that kind of upbringing, it might be something for you to be like, okay, whoa, 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 can we talk about this? So you want to know things about how that person was raised, things about manners, what was important to them growing up, and then check it against what was important to you growing up and what is still important to you. People fight over, oh, press toothpaste from the bottom, press toothpaste from the middle. So things like saying thank you, things like saying excuse me. Some people think it's showing weakness if they say thank you. Some people think it's showing weakness if they apologize, if they own up and say, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. They think it's showing weakness. So I've had someone tell me before, oh, a man should never say sorry to his wife, that rather if he has money, he should buy her a car, buy her a gift, and that is enough sorry. For a person who grew up in a home where maybe she saw her father apologize to her mother and try to make things right, that will be a problem. That will be an area of conflict. So you want to know how the person grew up and then look at it and ask yourself, is this something I can deal with? Because the fact that you have different upbringing doesn't mean that you can't make the marriage work. It's really about compromise, and it's really about choosing the other person first. Okay, some of these things are things really you can overlook. Like, nobody is going to die if you press the toothpaste from the middle. No one will die, right? Next thing you want to think about is experiences the person has had, and understanding how it impacts them. There are people who, because of a heartbreak, or because of how they saw their mother treat their father, or how they saw their father treat their mother, they find it difficult to commit in a relationship, because in their mind, in their subconscious, there's this, I will never allow anyone treat me that way. No man will treat me the way my father treated my mother. or God forbid, I can never be the kind of mother that my mother was, that sort of thing, you know. Or a guy might say, I'm not going to let a woman treat me the way my mother treated my dad. And even though they are not going around saying these things, it's there in their subconscious, making choices for them. So they think they are the ones deciding how they want to show up in the relationship, but really the pain from the past is what is making those decisions for them. So you want to have conversations. When you're in a relationship, you should really be getting to know the person, and that's what will help you understand, is this person healed enough? Does this person even understand what marriage takes? Because if you have those things holding you back, oh, I can never let anyone treat me like that, in marriage, you're going to make a lot of compromises. So when you get to a point where you're like, no, 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 I can never say sorry, I can never do this, I can never do that, you're already setting yourself up to fail. The third thing you want to look at is the environment. So you're looking at things like um, culture. You know, what kind of environment did the person grow up in? Um, you're looking at the home environment. Was it calm? Was it peaceful? Was it chaotic? How did, you know, people in the environment that this person grew up in speak to each other? So is it an area where, you know, people are loud and you just like, you know, your quiet space? Is it an area where people respect each other's privacy, but this person, there are no boundaries? You know, if I ask for something, you must give it to me. Or if I say I'm coming, if I don't even need to tell you I'm coming, I just show up and you must accommodate me, and you believe in calling before you show up and things like that, you will clash. And something like that can destroy your marriage, because it will be about, you're not respecting my boundaries, and the other person will be like, why are you so rigid, why are you so uptight? So you want to pay attention to upbringing, experiences, and the environment that the person grew up in, and you want to, you know, check it against yours and ask yourself the question, because I can assure you the things that are a problem right now that you are sweeping under the rug, those are the things that will show up in your marriage 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, in fact, for some people, a couple of months after they've tied the knot. And those are the things that will threaten to destroy your marriage. And in some cases, those are the things that have eventually broken the marriage down. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time.